So let's have a look at hashtags on Instagram. So for me, I've actually found that the hashtags that work the best are the hashtags that I have actually created for myself. So on everything that's got a photo of me in it, I use hashtag Michelle Worthington, hashtag Michelle Worthington Books, and hashtag Michelle Worthington Author. I find that the generic ones work as well to balance that out. So bookstagram books, book-based play, magic fairy. But what is one of the benefits of having your own hashtag is that you can actually have other people tag you and it will show up really easily. So you can see here, this is not something that I've posted. This is Charming Language who've posted this, and they've hashtagged me so that I can actually then find that and follow, and I can repost that on my Instagram. So again, with events, they can use my hashtag. Hitara here has used my hashtag. What else have we got? Well, that's strange. I didn't know I was into tractors, but there you go. Here we go. Another Where the Wild Things Are bookshop. They can use my name as a hashtag. So it's really important that you use your own name as a hashtag, and if you can get it up quite high, so there's Michelle Worthington has been used 649 times, it can be something that the algorithm will then promote. So obviously when you're starting out it's going to be really tricky, but if you have a look when you are going and you're posting things, it'll actually say this hashtag has been used less than 100 times or less than 500 times or less than 1,000 times, and you can get an idea of where you're kind of moving up in the hashtag world. So don't be scared to create your own hashtags. With that though, you need to be really consistent and be using them consistently for all of your posts. So I actually have 2 accounts as well, and this is something that you might like looking at doing if you write in different genres, or if you feel like that you want to have something that is separate from personal. Again, so you can have your personal and then you can have a business. So this is mine for the Anthology Angels. Again, keeping the branding super consistent so that people know that it's still me. I've only just kind of put my name there, even though Anthology Angels is a lot of different people, but what I have done is linked the Anthology Angels website there. A good rule of thumb there is if you've got different websites for different endeavors, then you might like to have matching Instagram accounts to go with that, because it's really super simple. So you could have Facebook pages and Instagram accounts that match those 2 socials. So if you are looking at doing that, you just need to be very careful when you are posting that you're going into the right one, because there will obviously be 2, but you just, I'll move me out of the way, you just go to switch accounts and choose which one that you would like. Tell me a little bit about hashtags, because I think this is something that tricks a lot of people up, and it seems that Instagram are one of the main social media platforms that really hashtags are important with.
Instagram love a good hashtag. So when you post, you have 30 hashtags that you can use, and for a while there it was use them all, but now I'm seeing over the last kind of 6-12 months there's a trend towards minimalizing the hashtags. So you definitely want to develop a hashtag for your business. So for me, it's hashtag digital guide. And all a hashtag is at its core is a search mechanism. So if you go into Instagram and you at the top there, if you type in hashtag children's author, hashtag Oscar the Grouch, hashtag Sesame Street, whatever it is, you'll find posts related to that. particular topic. And it's an easy way for people to search. So it's a really, really popular tool, particularly in the creative space. If you're a location based, so let's say you run markets or something as part of your business, then you might find that the markets that you run have their own hashtag, or it might be, you know, I'm on the Gold Coast at the moment, so hashtag Gold Coast. So then anyone traveling can, you know, write in hashtag Gold Coast, and all of those posts are going to come up, and people can start to see what it is that you do. So there's a tool, a handy little web tool called Keyword, I think it's called keywordtool.io. And in there, you'll see a section for Instagram, and you can write something in and it'll show you the trending hashtags and, you know, ideas of what you can share. So I'd probably say, you know, typically when I'm working with a client, I'd say have a note or a Word document or something somewhere. And as you start to know that a hashtag's working for you, just write it in the document. Then every time you post a hashtag, you've just got to go to that one spot, copy your hashtags and paste them into your post. So you're not having to remember, what are my 10 hashtags I want to use, or what are my, you know, 5 hashtags or 20 hashtags or whatever. You've got them there, you know they work. Copy, paste, rinse and repeat.
So you were talking before about consistency with the posting. Does that work with hashtags as well? Like, should you kind of stick to a consistent set, or should you change it depending on what you're posting?
Both. So yeah, you typically have a core group of hashtags, maybe 3 to 5 that you'll use on everything. So definitely one for your brand, hashtag digital guide. And then if it's, you know, a character or a book. So my book's recently come out, End of Technophobia. It might be hashtag EOT, End of Technophobia, or hashtag End of Technophobia, or hashtag Egon the Elephant. He's a character that I had illustrated for my book, you know. So if you've got things that are core to your business, hashtag author, hashtag children's author, you know, those things that are core to your business, you definitely want to have those repeating all of the time. But then you can ebb and flow depending on what else is going on. So if you're appearing at a writers' festival or a market, or, you know, something else is going on, then you would swap out the hashtags to increase, you know, visibility on that particular event coming up.
Oh, amazing. So yeah, are there any particular tips and tricks that you could give to creative business owners to make sure they're getting the most out of Instagram?
Use Creator Studio. So make sure that your Instagram is actually a professional account. So to do that, just Google it or jump into Facebook, and you want to link it to your Facebook page. The reason you want to do that is it just gives you a little bit more credibility. You're not a random, you know, 18-year-old person sharing their eggs Benny on, yeah, exactly, the duck faces. So you definitely want to set it up. That just sets you apart to say, hey, I'm a business, you know, and at the end of the day, you're a business. You need to treat this as part of your overall marketing strategy. And then use Creator Studio. So if you Google Instagram Creator Studio, the reason I love that is you can pre-schedule content. So the biggest issue that I see people have is they go, oh, I don't have time. Well, none of us have time. It's just, is this going to be a priority? And if it's going to be a priority, guess what? You make time. So then you go, okay, every Monday at 9 a.m. over my morning cuppa, I'm going to sit down for half an hour and I'm going to schedule 3 posts for the week. It's done. You know, you just get it out there, you do it, it's done. You can set and forget them for the week. And then you can start to check your insights and your analytics based off the platform. That's when you start getting the real goals, because that's when you say, hang on a minute, this post did really well. Why? You know, is it because every time I post a photo of Egon the elephant, it goes nuts? Well, post more of Egon. You know, is it because every time I talk about the new book coming out, it goes nuts? We'll do more of that, you know. But until you start to get a bit of a history behind you, it's hard to see what's going to resonate with your people.
Absolutely. Do more of what works.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Start following some other people. That helps as well.
Yep.
And the other big thing is reply to any comment. So if anybody does leave you a comment, you want to jump on and just thank them and reply. That just triggers with the algorithm that you're starting to get some traction on your posts. And by you responding, it's just nice. You know, we all want to be responded to. But the second thing is it also adds that one extra comment. So there's a bit of an algorithm, and I won't bore you with it, but there's a bit of a trigger for Instagram to kind of go, hey, there's been enough views and enough comments on this post that we're going to start to share it a bit more widely. Once you get into the hang of that, start having a play with stories and reels, but that's probably a conversation for another day, because don't leap straight into that. Start with your regular posting and then build up. Build your Instagram muscle.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of people think that they have to be on everything and do everything. What are your thoughts on that?
Go where your people are.
Yeah.
You know, go where your people are. And if you're a children's author or a creative, and you know that you're working with people that are kind of, you know, that young mum set, so 24 to 30 kind of thing, they're on Instagram. Be on Instagram. You know, they're probably on Pinterest. Consider Pinterest. If you're working with an older population, they're probably on Facebook. Be on Facebook. If you're working B2B, they're on LinkedIn. Be on LinkedIn. But don't do it all at once. You'll go into overwhelm and you won't do anything. Pick one platform, get good at it, and then kind of go, okay, I got this. I know what I'm doing. Now what can I add in? Now what can I learn? You know, it's like any creative is always looking for new things to learn. Just add this to your repertoire of, all right, I've got to spend half an hour a week investigating something. I've got to, you know, read a blog about what are Instagram reels. I've got to have a play with videos and play with filters or something. But just tick it off a little bit at a time.
Perfect. That's amazing advice. And last question is, a lot of people really balk at social media, thinking that it's constantly talking about yourself or big noting yourself. With your experience, what have you seen can be the good things about social media, or how can social media actually help creative businesses?
Oh my God, social media done well can future-proof your business, because you'll actually get a community of people behind you and they rally around you, you know, so they start to share your stuff. They start to promote you. They do your marketing for you because they're invested in your product. It's definitely not a commercialized platform, as in, I mean, don't sell your stuff all the time. Celebrate, you know, celebrate the win, celebrate a kid getting your book and reading it on video, you know, celebrate that, celebrate another creative making something fabulous, you know, share their content, use your own network to celebrate, communicate. You know, it doesn't have to be all of your stuff all the time. It could be, hey, Michelle's just done this awesome thing. I've seen a post. I want to share that and put my little 2 cents about why I'm sharing this. So it's not always, you don't always want to bleed your community, right? It's not always about, hey, I've got this new thing coming out, put your hand in your pocket. It's about, you know, taking them on the journey. This is what it looks like for me to write the book. This is what it looks like for me to create that thing. It's about taking the people with you on the journey and letting them behind the curtain. I always think it's a bit like Wizard of Oz, right? We want to know what's really going on in Oz, so it lets them peek behind the curtain and see what the real magic's about.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Tracy Sheen, if anyone wants to find out more about your services, find out about the book, and maybe contact you and ask you how you might be able to help them, what's the best way that they can contact you?
Yeah, so jump on thedigitalguide.com.au, and then you'll see all my social links and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Insta, I'm on LinkedIn, you name it. I'm there. I'm having a bit of a play, but the main site's the website. So thedigitalguide.com.au, and yeah, love to have a chat and hear what you're up to. I love creative businesses, so hit me up.